Hi, Steve here. George Christensen, I think he's from Australia, posted on X the most disturbing and disheartening news you may hear in a long time. In only 5 days, the WHO takes control of health policy in Australia, the US, the UK, Canada, and dozens of other nations. Your leaders signed. You weren't told. You didn't vote. Your sovereignty will soon be handed over completely to unelected bureaucrats in Geneva. On Saturday, July 19th, amendments to the WHO's International Health Regulations, or IHR, become binding international law. They give the WHO legal authority to influence lockdowns, travel, medical mandates, and digital health IDs across major Western nations. Under these amendments, the WHO can declare a health emergency in our country. Human rights protections are deleted. New enforcement bodies will comply with the WHO. Digital health documents equal global digital ID. This is the globalists' end game. The WHO can declare a global emergency even if there's no outbreak in our country. That means unelected officials in Geneva could trigger lockdowns, jab campaigns, or border closures in your city based on events somewhere else. The most alarming change, they deleted the requirement that health measures respect your dignity, your human rights, and fundamental freedoms. Those exact words have been scrubbed, replaced with vague equity language that paves the way for coercion and censorship. Every country must appoint a national IHR authority. This is a local enforcement body that takes orders from the WHO. It won't answer to your vote, your courts, or your constitution. It will coordinate compliance with global health law, your data, your movement, your body. They'll be tracked, managed, and dictated under a public health umbrella. Expect digital IDs, mandatory health records, and cross-border surveillance, all normalized under the IHR. And if your government disagrees, it may be too late. They had 10 months to reject these amendments. They didn't. That means by default, the new WHO powers become internationally binding law this Saturday. Yes, this Saturday. This affects you if you live in Australia, the United States, the UK, Canada, New Zealand, and dozens more nations. This is a global power shift, and the media are completely silent. But you can still act. Take action. Contact your politicians now. Email your health minister. In our case in America, it's the health secretary, RFK Jr. Share this video, please. Now, if you don't know Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, I leave a link in the description box below. Go down there and click on that link. It will take you to a page with a very simple prayer. If you would like to pray that prayer and make Jesus the Lord of your life. He's coming back, but unfortunately a lot of believers think he's coming back real soon. He's not. It'll be real soon compared to 100 years ago, but it's not real soon because the Bible tells us that many things have to happen before he returns. And these things are just about ready to begin. If you don't know Jesus Christ, I encourage you, make him the Lord of your life. Ask him to come into your heart and then begin to live for him according to his word. Think about it.
World wars change worlds. And if you have a global agenda, then global problems allow you to offer global solutions. This is an agenda that's projected a long way forward. The Muslim world being brought into a war with the political Zionism, what today we call Israel, and that this would, in my terms, create a vortex that would draw in the world, in our terms, America, the European Union, NATO, into this war. I mean, I know it's hard to believe for anyone frickin' sane. And then you've got what I've been saying now way back in the 1990s. The idea is for this Third World War to involve Russia and China against the West. And what's opening up in the Ukraine, while all this is starting to go on in the Middle East, is another front against Russia. The United States is preparing for a war against Russia through Ukraine, and that what they plan is to try to take Crimea back. Saudi Arabia and Qatar, who are 51st states of the United States, there are many of those, mind, funding this ISIS and funding this terrorism, while the Americans, who could tell them to stop any time, are saying, are condemning the very terrorism that their 51st states are supporting. Well, the picture's so bloody obvious. It's a setup. When you look at it from this perspective, what is happening in the Middle East is not random. None of it's been random. Libya's not been random. Syria's not been random. None of it. And ISIS certainly isn't random. It's part of this long-term plan to take over the world by creating enormous chaos to which they can offer the order out of the chaos, their order, their new world order. And when we realize that, we can see that events are not random, but coldly calculated. These people are sheer, undiluted evil. And people need to understand that. Otherwise, they will reject that anyone could do what they're doing and kill and maim and slaughter so many people. They can do it because they have no heart, they have no empathy, they have no emotional compassion, and thus mayhem is their currency, and they have no emotional consequence. They are not like us, so don't judge what they'll do by what you would do, because it ain't the same thing.